Open letter. Result of continual attempts to resolve issue. Passive disregard. 2. RID. Executive Board Diversity Council and all other interested parties. www.rid.org. Current non-compliance. Over 20 years of intolerance organization-wide. I am going to say this one more time. I have said it as a member, as a volunteer member, and or as serving 2 consecutive terms on the Diversity Council. I have said it in many forums that RID Facebook publishes. I have said it in the National Way. And I have said it while being honored as a plenary presenter at RID Convention in Indiana. I have said it in front of thousands of members, and still I have no equal access. This should embarrass RID, the world's largest certifying body of sign language interpreters. I am really overwhelmed with the current idea that I will accommodate myself for the misgivings and illegal non-compliance circumstances currently concerning my member account and access to the RID website. I should also be allowed the same convenience and access that all other members enjoy. The reason some people are even members is because of the convenience they are offered through the mobile access and etc. I will not be one singled out to continually ask, beg, or provide extensive time investment to simply pay my dues because of my qualified disability. I have been in and am being passively allowed to fall through the cracks RID awkwardly offering Cumbersome time constraints that will not result in the same convenience and ease that all members enjoy, especially contradictory with the current diversity statement, which is rather misleading and lofty. See RIT.org. I have addressed this with whoever is able to listen, so at this point I assert that the diversity statement as adopted refers to a shallow promise not adhered to. I have been on the mobile device repeatedly over and over with whatever screen reader circumstances I currently have today. I just want to renew certification and participate in that process. The mobile website will not operate and it is not accepting my credit card and will not vocally state the dialog box stating why I had called the bank inquiring as to why RIT is stating that payment is not valid. The bank assures me that my credit card is good and my name is good and my standing is good, that there must be something wrong with the website. That is the only possibility the bank can entertain at this point. I also suspect there is an issue because I know that my screen reading equipment I have had to address several times with RIT in the past and throughout my career, of which in the beginning there wasn't any website in the US at all. I am so frustrated. I am considering legal avenues. I have been and am beyond subtleties, and frustrated is a misnomer at this point. I am not willing to entertain that other dues paying members other than myself should have such a convenience to do things and readily have much needed access to their professional credentials and information to the profession and national policy regarding interpreters, and I will wait until I can call when office hours are open and I can spend time on a phone tree and I can wait my turn and get to somebody who can take my credit card, which I have to find somebody to read off to me, and all these other non-equal circumstances. This is not compliance that I am willing to tolerate. This is idea previously is not a current accepted accommodation on my part, or was it ever? It was simple survival. Now I will provide for myself my reasonable accommodation request. What I will do is allow RIT to contact me at my convenience to obtain a credit card payment for my current renewal dues. I would like to pay it in full and I would like to pay it as soon as possible, and should RIT endeavor to make an appointment with me so that I can pay my dues, so be it. As is now, every time this happens I have to go through all kinds of hoops, and I have addressed it over and over, and I will ask the same courtesy of RIT it has left to me to scramble throughout the years and has forced on me. Unwilling, reluctantly, it was allowed by me. And that is that now they comply by jumping through the hoops to get my payment so that I can continue being a member after over 20 years. So please contact me in whatever way you can to solicit some kind of a phone call so that I can pay my dues. Make an appointment so I can pay my dues on time and do not get on the delinquent list or whatever punishment is due because of my disability and inaccessibility. This will no longer be tolerated on my behalf. Please contact me immediately. Please make this appointment. Please allow me to pay my dues as a disabled active interpreter who has already addressed this issue multiple ways. I want to no longer tolerate being locked out of the convenience that every member, disabled or not, should equally enjoy, and not be subjected to desperate and inconveniencing and cumbersome investment of my time, which should be valued. So far it has resulted in very extensive time consumption I alone endured, and it would not be this kind of frustration if I had been addressed as requested with some possible way to accommodate for the other 500 or 600 times previously that I have had to make time to arrange access for these issues as well. I had hoped addressing them nationally and addressing them as a volunteer member on a council advising the executive board as to people with disabilities would help improve access for all, but enough is enough. Please contact me so that I may continue to be a member, even though at this point I'm questioning the relevance of my membership. If I truly was a valued member, like many of my receipts for dues payment have said throughout the years, then I would be able to have access to pay my renewal like anybody else. This disabled active member is frustrated, upset as would any member be in these shoes. Please consider this a formal demand notice, and I'm sorry that the recipient of this email is not the specific person who has caused this kind of obstruction in justice and is not directly causing something that is not in compliance with access laws, but this is the only avenue I have left to use, so it is not an inference on the conduct of the recipient of this email. However, it is a general, overarching set of values and pattern of practice of writ. Clearly it indicates to me from the years of inaccessibility I have served, and even as a volunteer leader stating to the executive board, and it in itself is in the loop of passively denying or not extending compliance with accommodations. Furthermore, throughout the world, interpreters CDIG are actually an accommodation by definition as a profession, but ironically specifically specializing in a certification process. Then why is it so hard and so difficult, so impossible to understand that I need an accommodation for a qualified reading disability under the law, and as a certified member there is no excuse for this anymore. I will not tolerate it. I want the same access as every member and to be regarded as valuable. My English literacy skills challenged, to be sure, but my compensatory skills far outweigh any writ notion that I am not a contributing, valued, seasoned member. Deborah J. Gonzalez, CICT NIC. Certified Paralegal, UNLV. Left parenthesis. Self-identified disabled active member since 1989. Deb sent from my iPhone. Sent from my iPhone.